Hey guys, Cord again. So yeah, in this video, I'm going to show you how to use WordPress. And here we are on the new site that we just made. And I'm going to give you a walkthrough, teach you how WordPress works. First thing I'm going to show you is how to log in. So usually to log in, you come in, if you're on your site itself, you come in and you click the site admin button. And that'll have you log in. If you don't have it, if you're logging in for the first time, it'll look a little bit different when you get there. It'll look like this, and you'll have to type in your username and your password. And if you can't remember what you used for that, you can check your email from Bluehost or from whatever host you used, and it'll tell you this information. I usually just like to click this and then log in. Another thing you'll notice, if the theme that you're using doesn't have a login button, then you can just type in your URL up into the address bar. So whatever your site is, www.yourdomain.com/wp-admin will also get you to the login page. So just in case you don't have that button there. So let's talk about, first things first, let's talk about how to change your site name. I'm just going to open up my site in a new tab here so we can watch the changes as they happen. So let's say that we wanted to change it so that the name that appeared on my site was not Court's new blog. So I would just come in, I'm going to come into settings, and here we have our site title, and whatever I put here is what's going to show up. So say I wanted to change it to Court's awesome new blog. As you can see, we also have the tagline here. So if this site was about teaching people to use WordPress, then I could put that in. And then you just scroll down and click Save Changes. And WordPress will automatically change it for you. So if I refresh this here, you can see that I've got the changes that are already made. So, and if I didn't like it, I could just change it back, you know? Like, I don't really like using the word awesome about myself, so Court's new blog for me I think is great, so I'm just going to change it back. So Court's new blog, my tagline I have set is teaching people to use WordPress. So that's how you do that. You can change it to whatever you want. Okay, let's talk about adding posts. Let's say I wanted to add a new post and have it appear here. WordPress takes care of all of that for you. It's super easy. So if you just come into WordPress, you're going to hover over posts, and you're going to click add new post. It's going to take you to a page in here that will allow you to add a new post. So let's add something. Let's do WordPress is awesome. So you put your title in this field, and you put your actual post itself in this bigger one, and you can actually use, they have some formatting tools here that you can use, and so yeah, you can just type in what you want. You can do like bullet lists. You can do numbered bullet lists. You can do quotes, like if you're quoting somebody else and they'll do a quote. There's different ways you can center, and you can even pick colors. You can change it to, you know, headings, stuff like that. You can change the colors of the fonts if you want. So WordPress does a lot. Also on this screen, you can add media in, like if you want to add in pictures or if you want to add in video. So to do that, it's really easy. You just click this add media button here, and you can take pictures from your computer and you can just drop them in anywhere under this box, and it'll take care of that for you. Or you can click select files. If I come to select files, I can just come and find a picture. Like I have pictures of myself that I use for the internet. If I wanted to insert one of those, It allows you to set up your title over here. So this is a picture of me, so I could just put me in. So alt text is what shows up if the picture doesn't load properly, so you usually fill that in. And a description. These fields are all optional. I usually don't have it linked to anything unless it's a picture of something that I want it to link to, so I change the link to none. I'm going to have it appear full size in this post, and then you just click Insert into Post. And it'll insert it, into wherever the cursor was, and you can move it around. If I want to move it down here actually below the post, I can do that. I can center it if I want to. So that's how you do it. It's super easy to do a post. And then you're just going to come over here and click Publish. Sorry, let's do one other thing first. Let's put it in a category. So you can add categories from this page, which is super convenient. Just do one for an example. Like, let's say this category is WordPress. You can categorize your site however you want, but all you have to do is click WordPress, add new category. As you can see, it automatically selects it for you, so that's super nice. If there's any topics you talk about inside your post itself and you want to tag, just so people have a little bit better way of navigating around your site, you can do that. Like if I wanted to, this post has a picture of me, I could put me in as a tag. You separate with commas. You could put WordPress in, you could put blogging in, and you just click add and it will add those. That's all you have to do. So it's that easy to add a post, and if I just click publish now, WordPress will take care of everything else for me. So once that loads through, I don't know if that worked. Here we go. So once that loads up, we'll be able to come through to the site. And if we refresh, we're going to see our new post. So as you can see, this particular theme, it does some styling for me of the picture. So it puts the picture in here, makes it black and white. If you hover over it, it kind of warms up. And that's just a feature of this theme, which is cool. If I click through to this post, I can see what it looks like. So here's what it looks like. Let's say we want to edit this post. We're not super stoked about the way it turned out. We can come back. We can make the change here, but if we're no longer here, then we're just going to hover over posts. We can come to all posts and it will list all of the posts we have. And we can just edit this one. If it's just a small change, we can just click quick edit. It'll pull this up. As you can see, I don't have the post area in here, but I can change like simple stuff like the title and that. And if I want to change more, just cancel that and I can click edit and it will take me and show me the whole post. So if I want to make any more changes to the post, I can just do that here and then I click update. It'll make that change. Also from that same screen, I can delete posts, which in this case I would want to do because this particular post is one that WordPress just sets up as a sample. And as you can see, it's just not something that's useful at all, so I will want to delete it. So deleting it's super easy. If I just come in, I can click trash. And it's gone. So it's that easy, and if you ever deleted one on accident, it just ends up in the trash, and you can bring it back out of the trash if you want to. So that's how you do posts, and it's pretty easy. So let's talk about categories. So I already set up a category as I was posting, but maybe later you want to come in and edit your categories or change them or create new categories. And that's super easy to do. So let's say we wanted to create a category for marketing. Say I'm going to talk about marketing on my blog and how marketing works and post different stuff about that. It's really easy to set that up. All I have to do is type the word marketing, scroll down, add new category. It'll just add a new category that'll appear right here. So then when I post on my post page, marketing will be one of the categories. You can also add the category from over there. If you want to delete any categories, you can do that from here. If I want to delete WordPress, I could just delete it. I'm not going to do that, but it's super easy to do that. So you can organize your categories, and WordPress shows your categories on your site, which is super nice. They just show up here. Some themes leave that out, so if you have a theme where that's not in there, you may want to pick a different one, or you can also add stuff to your themes if you're a little more advanced. Okay, let's see what else we can do. Let's talk about pages. Pages in WordPress are a little different than posts. Posts are the ones that show up on your home page in this area. So they're just listed out in, reverse chronological order. So the newest ones appear here, and they just get older as you go down. So pages are different. Your theme usually displays pages differently. So as you can see, we've got a page, looks like it's going to show up right up here. Let's say we wanted to change the pages that we have. So let's just come in here and click pages. If I click pages, are all pages going to take me to the same place, which is a list of my pages. As you can see, I've got a sample page here that's got basically nothing really on it. If we click through to it, we'll see what we have here. It's just some sample text, as you can see. So let's get rid of that one. I'm just going to delete it. So here we go. I'm going to trash it, just like we did with the post. As you can see, this particular page looks just like the one where we were working with posts. And if I wanted to do a new page, I'm just going to click Add New. Let's make an About Me page. Obviously, I would spend a lot more time on this page if this was a site that I was going to try to get established and have work and have a following and all that. But yeah, we would just do a simple About page. My name is Court Tuttle. I love blogging. I have established many successful blogs and have been doing it since 2004. And yeah, I would write my story. I would tell people what I was about, what I was into, how I learned what I learned. I would just inform them about me. Again, I could add pictures, like I could add media, just like we did from a post. It's the same basic functionality on this page. So yeah, I could add in pictures, I could add in videos. As a general rule, you want to tell people as much as you want, or as much as possible about yourself, but that's a totally different topic. So let's go ahead and publish. And then over here on our site, that picture should appear. The sample page should be gone. So yeah, as you can see, we now have an About Me page that appears right here, and everything's different. And the way things appear are different. So your look may be a little different than mine. We've got nothing found because we're still on the old sample page, and there's nothing here anymore because we deleted the page. But that's going to be gone. If we come to the home page, we click About Me, it's going to show us, here's my About Me page, which doesn't really have anything on it right now, but would if I filled it in. So that's how we add page. Let's talk about if we wanted to edit those. It'd be the same process. We just come back to all pages. We can see all the pages we've made. We can edit it just like a post. Okay, let's talk about how we would choose a new theme, because that is pretty important. So we're going to come into Appearance. We're going to come to Themes. So in here we have, these are the themes that are currently available in my WordPress install. Montezuma I found and downloaded and installed during the How to Start a Blog video. And if we wanted to pick a new one, we would just come to Install Themes. Now, as you can see, WordPress gives us a whole bunch of different options if we're looking for a specific type of a theme. Let's say we were stoked about having a theme with a black background. So we could just come in, select black, let's say we wanted it to be 2-column. And let's see if there's any other features we want on here. And we want it to have a custom header, so we can use our own header. So if we do that and just click Find Themes, you can just see if there's any themes that we really like. Let's see what we've got. We could use any of these. If we liked this one, we can preview it. So this is basically what the theme would look like. It's what it looks like. And if we wanted to install it, then we can just click Install. And the theme will install. So it's not activated yet, which means it's not running live right now. If we come to our site still and refresh it, we're not running the new theme yet. But if we click Activate, then we will be running the new theme. So you can do a live preview from here if you want, and if you do that, then it'll show you what your site would look like, with the theme. So that's what we're seeing here. Again, if we save and activate, then it's going to load it up. If we cancel, then it's not. So we're still on, our site's still running on the old theme. If we wanted to change it, then we just come in and activate. And then when we come to our live site, we're going to see the new version. So that's what we're seeing here. And you can change this at any time. So like I still have access to my other themes. So if I come back in here, whichever one I activate is the one that's going to run live. So if I want to switch back to Montezuma, which was the original, I can do that. And if I refresh, it'll just switch back. So that's how you do themes. And there are so many themes we could choose from. Like we could pick all different kinds of different things. So yeah, spend some time looking through the available themes. You can look by, if you want to look at the featured themes, you can do that. This one is actually pretty cool, responsive. There's a lot of really great themes. So that's how you find them. Let's talk about widgets. So many themes have sections called widgets, and stuff appears in your sidebar, which is this area here, and that's often because of widgets. So let's just open up widgets. So if we come to widgets, over here to the right, we can find the stuff that actually shows. So right now we've got a search bar up top. Say we didn't want a search bar up top. As you can see, it's right here in the top of this widget area. And if we want to remove this, we can just open it up. Actually, the easiest way to get rid of it is just drag it out. So we can just grab it. We just drag it down into this inactive area. So it'll save it in here. It's not like deleted or it's not gone, but it's not going to be live on my site anymore. So if I get rid of it, I come and refresh the site, as you can see the search box is gone. And putting it back is just as easy as grabbing it and dragging it back over here. And I could do that with any of these. So say I didn't want to show this login information down here, any of this meta stuff. It's just the same thing. You can see that it's labeled meta. I just grab it, drag it down to the inactive, and then it's going to be gone. I can do the same thing if I want to get rid of archives or recent comments, whatever I want to get rid of. Right now I don't have any recent comments, so it's not showing anything. But as soon as people start to comment, then they'll start to show up in recent comments. As you can see on this page, there are other alternatives, things that you could choose from if you wanted to add to what was in your sidebar. So, for example, let's say you wanted to show a tag cloud for people. Basically, a tag cloud just shows the different tags that you have used to tag your posts. I think I've only used 3 tags. Yeah, so those 3 tags are showing up right here. And the more I use, the more it would list those different tags out. You could show got different things. If you wanted to list out all of the pages that you've made, you could do it here. You want to show a calendar. So those are the different options you have. You can also, if you want to do any custom stuff, like say you wanted to just put up a picture with some links, or you wanted to make an area that was about the best work you've done. So say if you did that, if you want to do something custom, you can use a text box. So grab the text box, pull it over here, drop it in the location where you want it to show up, give it a title, Quartz Best Posts, or whatever you want to, and you can put custom HTML code in this box that will link to your best stuff. So you could just list out your best posts here. And then once you save that, then it'll show up right up here. Because I'll save it with no links in it yet, just so that it'll show up and you can see how it shows up. Awesome. So then you'd have a best post section. As you can see, this theme styles it, makes it look the way it should. So yeah, it looks good. Let's talk about how to install plugins, because as you go, you'll find that there's certain functionality that you want that you might not have with WordPress right out of the box. For example, let's say you start to get a lot of spam comments, and you want to deal with that. So if you want to deal with that, then there's a plugin that would be very useful for that. In fact, there are multiple plugins that would help. And one of those plugins is called Sweet Captcha. And while that's looking for that, I'm just going to show you what this plugin basically does. So you can start to get a lot of spam comments because with WordPress, if we click into a post page, at the end of the post, there's going to be a reply box down here, and people basically just type in what they want and they can submit it as a comment. Well, it's pretty open. Anybody can do it. And the problem with that is that people will set up bots and spam tools to come in here and submit comments to your site, and they'll be junk, low, super low quality comments. So if we install plugins like Sweet Captcha, then that can help take care of that, and I'll show you how the plugin works. So you can just search for the plugin. By doing that, it brings up a list of plugins that are related, and you can find the right one. This is it. So if we did that, we just click Install Now. It's going to pop up a box that says, are you sure you want to install this? I'm going to say OK. Then it's going to install it. It's not going to be active unless I activate it, so I'm going to activate it. It's going to pop up and say this is not set up yet. Click here to finish setup, and I'm going to click that. So with this one, it wants an email, and that's because it can actually email you things in certain situations if you want it to. I'm just going to put in one of my email addresses. I actually don't really use this email address. I may have used this email address before. If there's anything you want to change, like if you're in a different language or you want, a specific type of design for this will make more sense in a second when you can see it. I'll just wait for you to see it. So I'm going to click Continue. Give it just a second here. Okay. And as you can see that you've got some different options. I'm actually going to just leave these as they are, because the way they're set up is pretty nice. So here's where your email comes in. If you want to, you can choose whether you want to just have them email the admin, which I'm the admin in this case. I set up the site, so I'm just going to leave it on that so they can email me. If you prefer a different email address, you can check this box and type in the email address here. So all you've got to do Save the changes. And then the plugin should be live. So if I just refresh this, okay, so what this plugin does is it brings this little puzzle. So what has to happen if they come in and leave a comment, then in order for them to actually post the comment, they have to drag the rock to the ring, so the diamond to the ring. If they just drag it over here, then they'll be able to post the comment. If they do it wrong, then it won't work, or if they don't do it, then it won't work. So a spam bot won't be able to do that, and they won't be able to comment. So that can solve your comment problem. But that's basically how you do a plugin. And there are some other plugins that are pretty useful to use, and I'm going to talk about that in my WordPress configuration video on the blog builders. But that's basically how you install a plugin. If you wanted to come in and see what plugins you have, you could click plugins and it'll list them up here. It's got, by default, WordPress has a few plugins installed, and so that's another story. I'll talk about that in my configuration video. But if you wanted to come in and get rid of one, you could deactivate it and then delete it. It'll just get rid of it and take care of it. So that's basically how to do everything you need to know in WordPress. I would highly recommend checking out my configuration video, because that will show you, there's different configurations you can use that change different things, like how your URLs are set up. And this actually is not an optimal URL setup. I prefer a different one. So in that video, I'll show you what I think you should change and why I would change it. I've been doing this for a long time. I've had some sites work out really well, and I've learned a lot along the way. I've had mistakes that I made that I wouldn't want you to make, and they're just easy to fix. So in that video, we'll take care of that. I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope it was useful for you. Good luck with WordPress. WordPress is amazing. It makes things a lot easier. Running a site is just super easy on WordPress. So take care, and look forward to helping you out in the next video, and good luck.